Today we see Asia versus Africa versus Europe versus Americas versus Oceania. Number of countries, 49 countries, 54 countries, 44 countries, 14 countries, 35 countries. Population, 4.74 billion, 1.42 billion, 748 million, 45 million, 1.03 billion. Area, 44.57 million square kilometers, 30.37 million square kilometers, 10.18 million square kilometers, 8.52 million square kilometers, 42.54 million square kilometers. Density, 100 per square kilometer, 36.4 per square kilometer, 73 per square kilometer, 5.27 per square kilometer, 26 per square kilometer. Number of billionaires, 1146, 20, 592, 47, 890. Most spoken language, Mandarin Chinese 1.13 billion, Arabic 237 million, Russian language 120 million, English more than 30 million, Spanish 400 million. Most followed religion, Islam for Asia, Christianity for another 4 continents, 1.24 billion, 730 million, 561 million, 20.5 million, 885 million. Internet users, 2.4 billion, 532 million, 617 million, 28 million, 834 million. Olympic performance, total Olympic medals, 3,623, 428, 7,783, 712, 4,140. Most populated city, Tokyo 37.2 million, Cairo 22.2 million, Istanbul 15.8 million, Sydney 4.6 million, Sao Paulo 22.47 million. Richest city by GDP, Tokyo $2.05 trillion, Johannesburg $276 billion, London $978 billion, Sydney $398 billion, New York City $1.87 trillion. GDP for nominal, $39 trillion, $2.9 trillion, $24 trillion, $2.05 trillion, $33 trillion. GDP per capita, $8,263, $2,150, $34,230, $45,555, $31,922. GDP for PPP, $72.7 trillion, $8.05 trillion, $33.62 trillion, $35.64 trillion, $1.9 trillion. GDP per capita for PPP, $15,334, $5,750, $44,946, $42,222, $34,342. Military comparison, active personnel, 10.9 million, 2.9 million, 2.18 million, 90,137, 2.91 million. Reserve personnel, 12.28 million, 993,000, 3.92 million, 48,700, 2.86 million. Battle tanks, 31,370, 48,521, 10,461, 125, 13,115. Aircraft, 14,765, 3,610, 10,480, 487, 16,226. Most powerful country by global military rank, China 3, Egypt 14, Russia 2, Australia 16, United States military rank is 1. Tallest mountain, Mount Everest 8,848 meter, Mount Kilimanjaro 5,895 meter, Mount Elbrus 5,642 meter, Mount Wilhelm 4,509 meter, Aconcagua 6,960 meter. Largest country by area, Asian part of Russia 13.1 million square kilometers, Algeria 2.38 million square kilometers, European part of Russia 3.9 million square kilometers, Australia 7.69 million square kilometers, Canada 9.98 million square kilometers. Most populated country, China 1.44 billion, Nigeria 219 million, European part of Russia 110 million, Australia 26.2 million, United States 334 million. Highest GDP country, China $19.91 trillion, Nigeria $498 billion, Germany $4.5 trillion, Australia $1.72 trillion, United States $25.35 trillion. Richest country by GDP per capita, Qatar $82,887, Seychelles $17,693, Liechtenstein $180,000, Australia $67,464, United States $76,027,